Well, right here, you're.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. You're good.
So it's the
It should be.
It's not. It is not.
Oh,
That's why I sent you.
Yep.
sorry, yeah, it's on the docs. That was the other part of this. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it's not gonna be. Yes. Yeah, you should too, you have a proof.
Yeah, I got it.
Jane,
Oh, and then the agenda first,
yeah,
and first have those Suzanne.
yeah. It should change on your docs.
Hey, Mr. Owen. Oh,
Who's the gal that's sitting up here? The student?
No. And we met today. They interviewed me. They spent about 45 minutes together. Oh, good. Happy to help.
I'm good.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Welcome to the August 11th regular session meeting. I would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, welcome back. School has started, and so have the old policies. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right, first thing I'd like to do is get a motion for the approval of the amended agenda presented. Is there any discussion on that? All right. All in favor of the approval of the amended agenda supplied, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. We do have a patron for public comments here. We've got several people in attendance. Mike Harbeck is on here. You get to start the meeting out today. I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh my goodness.
If you could just state your name again and your address, please.
Mike Harbeck, 8100 West, 200 South, Delphi. I'm one of the leaders of the Delphi Senior Water Aerobics. I'd like to thank you guys and the school corporation for allowing us to continue on now in our 30th plus year. Today we have 25 people. I have 49 people on a notification list that come occasionally. Last year, you might remember that we provided the funds for the portable stairs that are ADA compliant in the pool area. And that loan will be paid off here very shortly. And what I'd like to do is for our next purchase on your behalf is an AED in the pool area. Now, I know AEDs are restricted from any place where it's wet, defibrillators. So I'd have to certainly coordinate with the school, and like we did with the pools, we'll just provide the funds. I'll do the legwork for the equipment and the installation and the rest of that, but it would be certainly through the school corporation. And if there's no complaints or any concerns about that, I'd like to proceed with that. So,
Do you have ideas, or have you talked to me about where we would put it?
no, I'm guessing it'd probably have to be in the hallway outside of the steel door rather than right in the pool area based on, I need to get more information about this wetness thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but-
So Mike, would you envision that for, dirt for people during pool use or audience up above? Because that would make a difference. I mean, because there is two different,
Right, pool use is what I'm
Okay,
concerned
okay.
about.
that way it'd have to be on the lower side.
Right, because the closest one I think is by the art room, which I guess is on the second floor. So if they say you're supposed to get an AED within 3 to 5 minutes after the event and do CPR to begin with, I think it's gonna be longer than that before you ever get an AED down to that area. So just looking to get one closer to it.
Chip, can you pipe in here and let us know where the nearest one is and?
There's two relatively close. One would be right up at door 3, which would be the main gym entrance right above it. And then there'd be there's another one across the gym at the hallway that enters the boys' locker room. There's those two. The way that the statutes have went and things, the more the better. I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, maybe like they're in the office where you'd be able to, like, swimming would know it's real close, they could get somebody into the gym, like vice versa. But yeah, I would agree too, that the water situation, if you're pulling somebody out of,
Right.
that you gotta make sure you know where it is and where it's not. But yeah, there's one right above, which would be close to the fan section, and then one straight across the gym, so 100 feet away.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll check it out, but I just wanted to, we'll see what happens. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Okay. With no other public comment, we will be moving forward. Currently, no student of the month yet, just with school starting. But I'll use this little time to welcome Abby Brown. She's one of the senior class presidents. Do you want to maybe give a little bit about yourself? Sorry.
No, hi, I'm a senior in Delphi. I'm president of student council, so I'm also class president with one other person. So we'll switch off every month. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Great. Okay, right on to consent items now. We've got several here, less than we usually have, I think. But I'd like to get a motion to approve consent items A through X, A being minutes for the July 21st, 2025 regular meeting. 4B, the monthly and payroll claims. 4C, the approval of the monthly financial report as submitted by the treasurer. We have several resignations and new hires to go through there, as well as a couple of facility usages and things like that. So A through X, I'd like to get a motion for consent items.
Mr. President, I move to approve consent items 4A through X.
Second.
Okay, several there. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? One thing I want to point out is in your treasurer's report, we had in the past done under the corporation update the financial report submitted by the treasurer. So we're kind of putting this back in the spotlight for Andrea. This is her report, and that is in there if anybody wants to look further on that. Okay. All in favor of consent items 4A through X as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving forward here to the administrator reports, Mr. Hawk. being the start of school here, he's probably got something exciting to tell us, and he had a couple new hires as well.
Unfortunately, nobody did make it to the meeting tonight, but we are excited. I think we have 4 people on the agenda, including a new behavior consultant we're really excited to work with. So Camden Early Childhood Center and Delphi Community Elementary School have agreed to partner with Carroll County Historical Society and a fundraising opportunity to raise money. They're looking to buy a bronze plaque for Freedom Bridge. Starting in September and going until December, you'll have students bring in change in whichever class raises the most money. We're gonna reward with a pizza party. David McCain was our contact person on that. I am happy to report that since the beginning of the school year, we've had several opportunities to collaborate with the new special ed co-op, and I feel like that's going really well. Suzanne Evans and her staff have been great. I'm looking forward to continuing that partnership. And our pre-K and K grades have signed up to be a part of an initiative from Keep Indiana Learning, which is a department of the Central Indiana Educational Service Center, where they're going to provide us with training to assist with transitioning students from pre-K to K. We'll be a member of a cohort and go to trainings throughout the year, starting with self-assessment of our programs.
Real quick, the fundraiser for the Historical Society, did you say that it was from $12 to $1?
The goal for it was $500. That, for our building, the plaque itself will be more than that, but it will start the 1st of September and run until the end of the semester.
Okay, that's what I'm okay, thank you.
Sure.
To the best of your knowledge, how are your numbers compared to last year?
I think that they are about the same as last year. Kindergarten, which was kind of the grade where we had seen the big drop last year, we were at 76 this year, we're at 86, so we're back up 10. But if you take this year and last year are similar, but neither one are where we were 2 years ago. So it's still down.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Aller.
Hello. Okay, so a couple of things that are pretty exciting for us. We had 1 instructional aide, and we are very fortunate now to have a total of 3. And so now all of our instructional aides are pushing into classes. We have that flexibility in our schedule. And so they are able to get in those classrooms and really help all students. So we were able to get some extra support in not only the science classes, but some of the social studies as well. So that's pretty exciting. We're able to have extra staffing in there for support, which we've not had since I've been here. So that's really nice. And I think we all kept positive everything after that first day. And so I was really proud of the staff and just the flexibility and positivity. And I think since then, I feel like with Ms. Shipland and myself and just the whole staff, I feel like we've all kind of collaborated and jumped in, you know, rising to the occasion and staying positive and being flexible when times are needed for that. And then just some exciting things that I'm working with Leslie Cagreen on. We're going to be kind of branding the classrooms, which is why we saw paper signs with their names. That will not be there forever. I promise. There's a plan down the pipeline. And so hopefully here in the next month or so, at the next board meeting, you'll be able to see just a way to kind of make the hallways feel like family, and that we're kind of have some uniformity and to be kind of proud of our school when we walk through the hallways. And then there's some exciting things happening in here as well with our brilliant. She's got a lot of great ideas that are coming down that she's brought to my attention. So hopefully here in the next couple board meetings, there'll be some updates with that. And kind of piggybacking on the question for Mr. Hawk, numbers are about the same. I feel like we've had a lot more that have enrolled and withdrawn, but we're still floating about the same. Any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Long.
Evening. Started off great. Like she said, that first day, you know, we have to know internet, some other things going on, but we all pulled together. It was really nice to see us all as a collective group, K through 12, pull together, and do what's best for kids and strive to, you know, do the best of what we can when things are limited on the internet and stuff like that. So, a couple quick things. I met with this young lady today and her fearless partner, Kiara Roberts, to see kind of the student side of things. I've talked with all the teachers, kind of got their feel, getting theirs today, and making a plan to kind of strive to make that Oracle Pride even higher than we already have it here at the high school. We had some great ideas, good conversations. They had some phenomenal ideas. And then, so we're going to work towards that through the year, and working together with that. So, a couple hires we had was Stephanie Miller. We stole her from Morris, sorry, Laura. And now she's in with business classes. She came today and we met today. They want to start up a store type business that the kids would run, but then we'd be able to purchase things from them, anywhere from clothing to paper to, you know, anything that you would need here at the school. So that'd be an opportunity to give startup business, kind of the business planning and things like that. So that was great as well. Another hire we had was Chelsea Studebaker into our science department. And she's been great right out of the gates as well. Other than that, we've had, you know, started out running, and we're just going to keep going from there. Our numbers are roughly the same as last year. I believe our freshman class is bigger coming in, and I kind of knew that from the kids coming up. But overall, I believe the numbers are roughly the same. I think we started to do this last withdrawal, but I'm going to guess it's probably close. We've had more entries than withdrawal, but we got one more little push to find kids, see if they're at other schools and things like that. So I'm going to guess it would probably break about even. Anything?
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Dale.
Good evening, everybody. We're pretty excited right now. I sent you guys a lot of preliminary numbers. The programs are really healthy. There's a few that we're trying to bump the numbers a little bit more than what we've got. Those efforts have worked. We've got a few kids that have showed up in some of the different levels, so that's good. We feel like competitively we have a good path ahead of us as long as we can perform. So we're pretty excited. We feel like we're about as good a position as we've been in since I came here. The girls soccer, that's the one downer. We've had to cancel that season. We had 9 girls at different times showing up, but only about 4 or 5 regularly. It's obviously not enough to play, so we'll combine and play a co-ed schedule again. Boys are sitting at about the 12 number, so with them we've got more than enough to play 11-man game. We've got several full teams that we're excited about. Tennis, cross country, volleyball is really full. Girls golf is still scoring. They've got 4 now. They had 1 that dropped, but I was working on one. I think we might get a 5th back, a different one. We'll see how that goes. Middle school, the recruitment efforts went well for cross country. We've got a few that have added. So, in fact, the girls team could be really good. I think we were watching them tonight. Baseball, softball, turf project got finished up in July. That turned out great. We've been soaking it to make sure that sod takes, and it seems to be really healthy. It's been in the ground for some of it almost a month. So we're excited about that. That's a good fix. Got those 2 infields where they need to be. The downer on facilities will be the gym floor, the warranty work that we're supposed to have where they're going to strip it down and repaint, reseal. They were delayed at least, he said, 2 to 3 weeks. So I said, I'm here at 5, which puts us right in the heart of volleyball season. That's not ideal for anybody. Mr. Long and I have been talking about, I think right now what we're leaning towards is let's just put them on hold and get us scheduled to be one of the first ones done in the spring and then have a new floor for graduation, rather than try to play that, can we get it fit in this window and move this game, and then they end up late again. If we just wait and be smart about it, I think it probably makes more sense. Otherwise, yeah, we're pretty excited.
All right, thank you. All right, moving forward to new business, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the safety plans for Camden Elementary, Delphi Elementary, the middle school, and the high school.
So moved. Second.
Dr. Moore.
So this is an annual requirement, and each school needs to review their plans and submit a written plan. And so I know that Mr. Long is our school safety specialist, and I know that he's had a chance to review them, and I have as well. And so I feel that they're where they need to be as of today.
Any questions?
Do we have a plan for our safety for our court office?
That's a good question. It's not a separate building with students, so we're not required to have a separate plan of that nature. But I do think that the three of us can talk about, what that looks like with our small group. That's a good question.
Yeah, especially, when it comes to like fires and the fire department, so they all know and like that. I think that's part, I know we have our kids, but our whole staff needs to be safe.
Yeah, evacuation plan in the basics, but you're right, not a full plan.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All in favor of 6A, the safety plans for Camden, Delphi Elementary, Delphi Middle School, and Delphi High School as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6B, the proposal of selling old drama set pieces.
So moved. Second.
All right. Dr. Morgan.
So right now, we have some staff that are looking to see, if there's items that we can, sell and use the profits from that to purchase items for, upcoming productions. And so this is a list that the staff member put together and was approved from Mr. Long to myself.
So you should have a list there. Are there any questions or comments on anything on that list? It appears to be things that they prefer not to use anymore and would like to upgrade other things.
This is actually our choral as well as the drama, right? It's not drama.
Yes, choral and drama, correct.
Okay, hearing none. All in favor of 6B, the proposal for selling old drama set pieces in that choir choral department, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, moving forward, 6C, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the evaluation plan.
Mr. President, I move we proceed with the motion to discuss the evaluation plan using the RISE model.
All right, Dr. Moore.
So the state recently passed some legislation that, does not require us to continue rating teachers highly effective through ineffective. And at this time, there hasn't been much guidance, if I'm being honest, from the state about what their idea of evaluating teachers would look like. And so moving forward, we'd like to continue as is. And that's in communication with our teachers union as well. And so this would be continuing as is from last year's plan.
Any questions on that? We don't have to use it. All right. All in favor of 6C, the evaluation plan as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 6D, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the best one tire service expenditure.
So moved.
Second.
Laura, do you have any additional information or some information on the tire purchase?
No, not really. We just need them.
These are for buses.
Yes,
Okay.
all big buses.
You didn't get any for your car? No?
No,
All right.
I'd already bought them, sorry.
All right. Okay, so this is a purchase for some tires for buses. I will get a dollar amount. It looks to be a total of $10,558.30. And they're looking for approval for these tire purchases. Any other questions?
I don't have it with me.
Let me click my link here.
16 for big buses, I think it was. And I can't remember how many for the auxiliary buses.
This is a bulk tire purchase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
They-
just a,
When we purchase them from Best One Tire, they bring us the new ones, they pick up the old ones. When they bring us the new ones, they make sure that the rims are nice and repainted and they're ready to go. They're ready to put right on the buses.
So they mount them for us?
I'm sorry?
They mount them for us?
No,
No,
Henry does that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But
So
they're ready to bolt on though.
They're ready to go right on the bus.
yeah, it looks like,
For 24 tire fees, so
yeah, it looks like 24.
24.
I thought there was 16 for the
And then
yellow buses and,
there's 8.
right, for the auxiliary buses. They're smaller tires, of course.
Well, that's
Okay.
important before the weather hits, right?
Sure. Right?
Not that it will.
You said it. All in favor of 6D, usually it's me that causes weather problems. All in favor of 6D for the expenditure for Best One Tire Service as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. 6E, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the IXL Learning Renewal as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Moore.
So this purchase is for a site license for grades pre-K through 5th. And this includes all subjects, math, ELA, social studies, and science. This is a great program to offer remediation or extensions for students because it works with them at their level. So this would be a great time for students, again, when they're finished working or they're working in small groups. Again, the individualized remediation and extension, I believe in, and I know Mr. Hawk recommended it as well and believes in.
Yes, thank you.
This is a renewal quote. It is for a total of $12,618.75 for this. Any questions? Okay, all in favor of 6E, the IXL Learning Renewal, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 6F, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Envelop IQ as presented.
So moved.
Second. Dr. Moore.
So this is a fee that we pay on an annual basis that deals with our life safety equipment that is housed in the corporate office. So asking for renewal of that.
And this is a $10,989 spend for this, for Envelop IQ. Are there any questions?
Could you just elaborate a little bit on what that actually is? Is that just equipment? Is it,
So that is the big box that's outside of my office door.
okay,
And so, yes, it has the ability to communicate with emergency personnel.
okay.
And it then is connected to all of the buildings. So if there was any issue with troubleshooting, maybe a sensor not responding, then they're responsible for that. So it keeps it.
Like a couple of years ago, we had it blowed because lightning, you took care of it, so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just want to make sure everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, all in favor of Envelop IQ as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Last one on new business here. This is 6G. I do not need a motion here. This is actually the first reading of some Neola policies. Naturally, there are quite a few to get caught up on here. I will let Dr. Moore kind of go through these. Once again, this is a first reading. We will not be voting to approve these until the next meeting.
Okay, first is bylaw 0166.1 for consent agenda. So this would group routine items such as technical corrections, and we could approve them in a single vote. And feel free to, you can click on it if you have questions as I go over them. So it's a revised consent agenda. Next would be bylaw 0167.2. It would be the reasons to hold an executive session. And that is a revised policy, such as personnel matters, student discipline, legal issues, and these updates match current Indiana law. Any questions about those two bylaws? Next is policy 1216, dress and appearance. It's a revised policy. This is specifically for expectations for administrators, maintaining a professional image. Next is policy 1220, employment of the superintendent. It's a revised policy. Talks about the hiring process, evaluation procedures, contract terms, and compliance with state guidelines. Any questions about those two policies, dress and appearance or employment of the superintendent? Policy 2131, educational outcomes of students, is revised. This policy discusses clear measurable goals for student achievement related to career readiness, personal growth, and it replaces old language. Policy 2131 B1, educational outcome goals, these are rescinded. Any questions about policy 2131 or 2131 B1, which would be version 1? Next is policy 2210, curriculum development, revised. Step-by-step process for creating or revising curriculum and ensuring that they're in alignment with standards. Next is policy 2221, mandatory curriculum, revised. Updates the list of required courses students must take in compliance with state mandates. Any questions about policy 2210 or 2221 related to curriculum? I'm going too fast.
No, you're fine.
Next is policy 2340, field trip and other corporation-sponsored trips. This is a replacement policy. Establishes updated procedures for planning, approving, and supervising field trips. The focus is safety and liability. And of course, always focusing on educational relevance. Policy 2370, educational options, revised. So this allows students to take online courses, dual credit classes, and other alternative learning pathways, but there's steps in order to have those approved. Any questions about the field and corporation-sponsored trips or the educational options? Next is policy 2370.02, flex program. That's a revised policy. Refines the rules for flexible scheduling programs that allow students to take schooling off campus or online, but clearer attendance and accountability requirements. So even though we'll allow those options, we still, of course, are always gonna be looking at attendance and holding students accountable. Next is policy 2411, guidance and counseling revised. Making sure that our counseling services are focusing on access to academic, career, and college and career readiness. So it's a revised policy.
If I could, real quick on that one.
Yeah.
Is that very specific on where we start helping them out? I mean, because when they start getting to high school, they gotta have their pass, right? Is this like, or is it even restricted to a section like middle school or high school or even elementary?
No, it's not restrictive in terms of the grade spans. It does focus on students across all levels. So it even, though I know the word choice talks about the total educational program for a child.
Right.
Because you're right, we do need to emphasize early on and not wait until students are
Right.
entering high school.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm trying to remember if I went over policy 2421. That's where I thought I was at. Is that correct? Okay. So policy 2421, career and technical education program. So this aligns our CTE offerings with current workforce needs and also partnerships with local businesses, and making sure that we're meeting state standards.
Was there anything about our manufacturing class in there? I didn't see anything in the yellow policy stuff, or welding. Or does it need to be added to that?
So it is included through the word choice of Indian Trails Vocational Cooperative. So our specific cooperative is mentioned, but it doesn't specifically mention all of the specific programs. So the word choice is may. So they do give a list of programs, but it's not all inclusive. So that does allow us still the flexibility to add or remove programs. There's just a list of may include. And it's great that we here at Delphi may have a program that isn't part of that list. I look at that as a positive. Any questions, other questions about those two policies? The guidance and counseling or career and technical education program? Policy 2623 would be student assessment, revised. How state and local tests will be administered and how results will be used to guide instruction and how we inform parents of results. And this mirrors what our corporation test coordinator will be working with our school test coordinator on to ensure we're following the state requirements. Next is policy 2700, annual performance report has been rescinded. Because the state is coming up with their own guidelines now for how they're going to be reporting on our performance. So we no longer need this policy. Any questions about those two policies? Policy 3120, employment of professional staff, revised. Updates hiring practices for teachers and administrators, and by that, it's making sure that we're following updated background check requirements, licensing rules. So just making sure we're in compliance with those. Next policy, 3120.02 is adjunct teachers, revised. The process for hiring part-time or specialized instructors who may not hold a full teaching license, but have expertise in certain areas. Any questions about those two policies? Okay, policy 3120.11, public hearing before commencement of collective bargaining and public meeting before ratification of tentative agreement, revised. The timeline, it updates the timeline and the public notice requirements for teacher contract negotiations. Next is policy 3142, cancellation of a teaching contract, that is revised. Clarifies the reasons and the process for terminating a teacher's contract. This is in compliance with state due process requirements. Any questions about those two policies? Next is policy 3216, staff dress and appearance. This is revised. You may feel like you've already heard this policy, but the first one was for administrators. And this one is professional dress code for teachers and other licensed staff. And in the same way, it's positive image, safety, I feel basic requirements. Next is policy 4120, employment of support staff, revised. Hiring procedures, it updates the hiring procedures for support staff positions such as aides, custodians, and secretaries. Again, the emphasis is on background checks and qualifications. Any questions on those two policies? Policy 4213.01, and you can see there it says it's a technical correction, just so you know that the next board meeting would be once this policy, one of these policies, the very first policy is approved, we will be allowed to approve these in first reading and not have to have two readings. This policy, staff student relations. So again, technical correction. It's small language corrections. So technical is usually, it's missing a period, it's missing a comma, it's missing the word and. Next is policy 4216, support staff dress and appearance, revised, just in the same way as administrators, teachers. Same type of language. Any questions on those two? Okay. Policy 5111, determination of legal settlement and eligibility for enrollment of students without legal settlement in the corporation, revised policy. Clarifies residency rules and when we can accept students who live outside boundaries. Next is policy 5310, health services, it's revised. This policy talks about updating rules, administering prescription and over-the-counter medication at school. And of course, it includes parent permissions and if required and needed, staff training, depending upon our student needs. Any questions about those two policies? Next is policy 5330, use of medication, revised. Again, updating rules for administering prescription and over-the-counter medication at school. Again, parent permission and staff training if needed. Policy 5410, promotion, placement, and retention. Student promotion to the next grade. Also discusses test scores such as I'm sure you're aware, the I-READ 3 tests and how that can impact student retention. Also teacher recommendations and parent input. Any questions about the health policy, medication, or the promotion, placement, retention? Policy 5460, graduation requirements, revised. Updates credit coursework and diploma options to match the state's graduation pathways. Policy 5462, retaking a class, revised. It clarifies when students may retake a course for a better grade and how that affects their transcripts and GPA. Any questions about those two? Policy 5511, dress and appearance. This discusses student dress code, appropriate clothing, and consequences for violations. Policy 5517.01 is bullying, revised. Strengthens the definition of bullying, expands reporting options, and also investigation timelines and disciplinary actions. And then policy 5540, the schools and law enforcement agencies replacement policy. It's an old policy with updated guidelines for working with law enforcement. It includes crisis response, student questioning, and safety drills. Any questions about those last three?
Okay, that's the end of the excitement here. Several new old policies there. This is the first reading once again. Several of you have probably been here through this before. These update all the time. They change things like grammar, spelling. There are updates to these, but not usually huge updates. But these are all available on our website as well, especially once we get them approved. You'll see the new ones show up. Not to stay on this topic too long, but I was going to say most of you probably don't know what we're looking at. We actually see in green and red what has been changed and what has been deleted. So as she's explaining these, we have really detailed notes on what's being deleted and what is being added, just so everybody knows what we're looking at as we go through all these. So that was the first reading. We won't make any motion tonight on that. So moving forward, we will go to the corporation update. Dr. Moore, this is your very first chance to present the school to us.
Yes, and so I first just want to say thank you, because I feel that, I think maybe it was Mrs. Eller who brought up family, the word family. And so that is how, I have felt since walking in the door. I feel that everyone has welcomed me with open arms and has been very willing to, lend a hand to support me in this role. So thank you very much for your warm welcome. And I want to make sure that we take a minute as this is the start of the school year, and it's a very hectic time, not just for someone who is new in this role, but to make sure that we're ready for our kids, because all of us are here for the students. And so I just want to thank the teachers. I want to thank all instructional staff, also to our administrators, our directors. Make sure that we also thank our support staff, and also parents and families. I think this is an exciting time. We're excited to see students come back to school, but also, that means they're growing up. And thank you for your trust in us to send your kids here to Delphi. They are part of our family. And also just welcoming back students. I was able to meet also today with some students at the high school, and it's been great getting to know them. And also a special thanks to our board members. Thank you for your leadership and commitment to our success. So just excited for a great year. Some things that I'm going to focus on is moving us from good to great. I think I've already learned about the many wonderful things that are already happening here in terms of programming, athletics, our fine arts, just all the opportunities we have for our kids, including academics, but we're going to keep moving in a forward direction. I say keep going, keep growing. That's something I shared with staff during my opening conversation with them. And that's what I like to focus on, is we need to keep looking forward. And so we will be sharing the positive things that are happening here at Delphi, and excited to put together a community newsletter and really highlight the great things that are happening to make sure that everyone can speak to, our story. And that's something else that I spoke about on my opening day with staff, is we want to tell our story. I think that we have a great story, and we're only going to keep adding, pages and chapters to that story. And so I want to make sure that everyone in our community can speak to the great things happening here. I think that's really important. We do want to make sure we continue to provide opportunities for all. And so I've had recent conversations with the admin team to talk about us launching the opportunity to engage with online learning. And so we will be moving forward with that to make sure we have options for all kids. And if you have seen, across the state, that is something that, is an option in many school districts. So I want to make sure that our families feel like that is a choice for them here as well. I've been really excited to connect at events in our community. So, I wanted to talk about that, not just here, in our school community, but I've really enjoyed, attending the Old Settlers Festival. In case you didn't hear, I was in the cornhole tournament, the backyard cornhole tournament. And in case you also didn't know, the world champion was there that day. So I was able to meet him. And so that was very fun, and just happy to support our education foundation. I will also be offering a formal opportunity to come to our first home football game, which I know we have many exciting things happening that evening. But I will be passing out, you heard it here first, limited edition Oracle bracelets. So come and get yours before they run out. So just excited to meet everyone and share some school spirit. And it's just been great, meeting everyone in the community, and I want to continue meeting others. But also, our student voices are important, and I know I shared with you today in my interview with you that I am going to be starting strategic planning and having some focus groups, and excited to get our students involved. And we'll be opening up the opportunity for student advisory groups so that I'm able to sit down with our students on a regular basis to make sure that their voices are heard. So I think that's a really important piece, is we're coming together, to make good decisions for our students. We want to make sure their voices are heard as well. We're of course going to be focusing on some data. I'm a very data-driven person, as I'm sure the admin teams is already really getting excited about that. I bring it up all the time. But it's really an important piece. And we've begun talking about professional learning communities and just making sure that we're really results driven. And so I think working together as a team to support one another is going to be really critical to our success. We want to make sure we keep improving teaching and learning, and make sure that, all students are successful. And so again, just want to focus on moving from good to great, and of course, drawing in new students, but also focusing on retaining the students that we have, but making sure that everybody sees that Delphi is a great place to be. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to give you the floor one more time. It looks like we have a public thank you from Tricappa.
Yep, I want to thank Tricappa for their monetary donation to our Angel Fund. So thank you, Tricappa.
Right. We do have a future date here, September 8th. It is our regular board meeting here in the DCMS Abbey and Living Memorial Library, 6:30 p.m. Are there any future dates from the board that you would like to add?
Second or third, whenever it is.
We can, yes, yep. That hasn't been set yet, but we will advertise for that. That will be a special meeting.
There is,
That's okay.
there is a potential of an added regular meeting, but we don't have that quite scheduled yet.
Working on it, yep.
And a regular meeting or executive meeting.
Okay. Board comments. So, Ms. Brown, I will not make you go first. Sorry. We like to let the senior class presidents get their comments in.
Welcome to the official first week, I guess, of school. And we are very excited for you to be here. Already made an impact out there. I've had a lot of great comments. And so we look forward to your leadership and taking us to that next level. Abby, do not be quiet. Tell us what's on your mind. We value that position so much. And over the years, we've had really good people sit there and help us out. So anytime during the whole conversation, there's something that you think you need to say because of you're hearing it right, we want to be able to hear it too. So we appreciate you sitting in that spot. Want to thank everybody for coming. It's always great. It seems like our crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's great. I would hope sometime we have to move it to the auditorium. I really do. That means communities start getting more and more involved, and that's what we really want. Mike, thank you for what you're doing and helping school out. I know it helps out our senior swimming and stuff, but it really helps us out too. And so we appreciate all those things you have done and are looking to do. Andrea, are you here? No? Yes.
She's hiding.
She's hiding. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, okay, now I see her. Her shoulders. She carries a lot of weight. And thank you for what you in the past and what you've been doing, the reports and stuff like that. A lot of times you just don't get enough thank yous. And it kind of said for Michelle too. Michelle, thank you very much. You put this stuff together, you help out, and it's greatly appreciated on how we can get through things and be able to have the flexibility the way that you are. So I appreciate that. Again, Dr. Moore, I've already said I appreciate that. Our admin, welcome back. Glad to see everybody. Mr. Long, I've already had conversations with high schoolers about you. We're just gonna have to have another conversation. No, really, but they are excited. That was one thing I kind of walked through the old settlers one evening and talking to some students and excitement. You know, I haven't heard that excitement in a long time. And I know that you've had a lot of them already, but just that going on, that's great. Mrs. Allen, the same thing. Even the elementary, I got to talk to some little kiddies and they're excited. And that's something for a while I don't think I've really heard as a whole. And so you guys are making the difference. And I want to thank you that. I'm going to stop. I'm going to leave some more. Sorry, Gil.
I don't think you left it.
Yes, I did.
All right, Mr. Smith.
Thank you for being at Old Settlers. I also heard from constituents that met the superintendent. She plays cornhole.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Was she
Write
good?
that one down.
Was she
I didn't hear was she good or not. I guess it didn't matter. They were just excited you being part of it. Abby, welcome. I'm glad to have you on. We look forward to your voice. We talk about policy every single meeting just like that, so be prepared. No, I'm kidding. We don't do that often. I do want to also thank Laura specifically and the bus drivers. Start of school is always kind of a transition and an interesting couple of days. You guys did a great job of figuring it all out quickly. Even to the point of getting a lot of positive comments on Facebook and social media over the handling of day one jitters. So lots happen. A lot of things happen on day one that we got to figure out, and we do better every year. And even parents said that. I remember back 5 years ago when my kid was whatever. So it's encouraging, you know, we get a little better all the time. And so thank you for that and to your team, because it is a rough day. Kids aren't where they're supposed to be, are they? My son drove by at 3:40 and he said, "Hey, Dad, what's going on? The school buses are still there." I said, "That's first day." Right? I don't know what time you pull out here, but so anyway, thank you for that. And administrators, thank you all. These first few days are fun. They're challenging. They're hectic. But the kids are excited. They're back to school, and sports are, going strong. And I hear from my house, I can hear the things going on football fields. The Gridiron must have played Sunday. Yep. Welcome, Mayor Yates. Always good to have you in attendance. You got anything good for us to know about?
I should put it on the spot here.
Well, you're here. So.
I guess, I want to be here to reiterate, extend a welcome to not only the staff, but to Dr. Moore. I got a chance to meet her 2 Saturdays ago, Laura, at the backpack program. So welcome to Delphi. Like I spoke of in the past, anything we can do at the city level to help the school. We love our school, we love our staff, we love our kids. Please reach out. So we're here for you guys. We're family too, right? So whatever we could do to help. And I guess the question was, so we have 8 houses now at Bowland. 5 are complete and 3 permits went out 2 weeks ago. So, everybody asked me, how can you help the schools? Schools, it's a challenge, right, for government. So the only way we can really truly help numbers and all that is build houses, build roads, get students into the school system. So 8 is exciting. That started in March, the foundation, so that's huge. So we'll continue building as they come in. And like I said, if you guys need something, please reach out. And we're excited. I know the first day was a challenge, but I've heard nothing but positive. So you're going to have those bumps. That's where we live in. But I've heard you guys overcome all those, and I haven't heard a negative thing since. So kudos to all your staff for that. So welcome back.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate the collaboration and the partnership with the city. It's critical that we work together. If the city's going to grow and be strong, the schools have to be strong, and vice versa. So we appreciate that. And it is exciting to see those 8 houses now going up. Well, 3 more going up.
All right, Mr. Nipple.
You didn't leave me any.
I tried.
I want to welcome Dr. Moore, our student representative, all our administrators. It's good to see everyone back again. And the mayor, it's good to see you here. I hope we see you many more times here. It's always good to see the city here.
It's good to have a Monday free where I can get here. So
Okay. Michelle, thanks for everything. Andrea, Joe, appreciate what you do. So just keep everything going. Onward and upward.
All right, Mr. Priest.
I'd like to thank everyone who's responsible for the detailed safety plans in our board packet today. I think one of them was 104 pages long, so someone spent a lot of time reviewing that, updating them, so I think that's important. I'd like to congratulate Dr. Moore for first month here. I've heard lots of happy campers that you're doing a good job out in the community. I want to thank Michelle and Joe for helping me out this morning with my computer. I drove all the way in here and I was just one click away, one click and click, it's fixed. So,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So anyway, Joe fixed it real quick, so I appreciate it. So everything's going good. I hope everyone has a great school year.
Mr. Strasser.
Make it quick, I'll echo my fellow board members' comments and congratulate Dr. Moore on her first board meeting. So, and, be thankful that we had a great start to the school year. So.
Hey. Looking that way. Miss Brown. Sorry, it's very confusing, but you have the same last name that Lindsay did, so, what are your thoughts?
Thank you all for having me here. I've been to one of these last spring, so kind of knew what I was expecting. It was great to see you here. Thank you, Mr. Long and Mr. Dale, for putting up with my million question emails I send you guys all summer. So it's nice to have you guys here. And yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Yeah, welcome everyone. Kind of winding down here. One thing that most people probably didn't notice, my kids were more than thrilled with a couple changes on the cafeteria menu. So I mean, your kids were probably thrilled with that. Mine were a couple different options out there. So I want to thank that staff for sure for working over the summer to get some new things. Those are things we don't see. I mean, I don't eat lunch here every day, but my kids do. And they were thrilled. So thank those people. Maybe the staff's thankful for that too. Maybe Coney Dog or whatever it was that was new. But they were excited. Yeah, thanks everyone, just the teachers, the admin, everything. I was at the Meet Your Teacher night and I didn't even see any kids crying. I mean, I was disappointed. Some kids, have to cry before they come into school, but I didn't see any of that. So I guess that's exciting that they are all feeling welcomed here. They're not scared to come in. I get it every now and then a kid gets upset, but it was pretty exciting. So I just want to keep everybody going and thank everybody for coming. And I just need one more motion, and that is for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
After all the Facebook.